when you look at the crowds today, you have maybe 5,000-6,000 people here. On the streets yesterday, 1 million people, 1 million Iranians in the street for the Ayatollah Khomeini. Does that not give you concern? Does that not make you afraid?
Because they are afraid, yeah, that's right. And most of the people don't say anything because they are afraid. And they are in silence, you know, they don't say anything.
Is this the silent majority of Iran out here now?
Yes, that's right.
Do you want the Shah to return?
Yes, Shah, return to the country.
What about you, Shah? Why do you want the Shah? Why does she want the Shah?
ما شاه میخوایم ما بیچاره ایم
کشتنش حلاله کجای قرآن گفته
47 years we've been bleeding in the dark, under the shadow of the Islamic regime, with a stone-cold heart. They silenced our voices, they turned off our light. 58 days without internet, but we still fought the night. Our children took the streets, they raised their empty hands, and the world looked away. Do you understand? Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? 42,000 souls are gone, killed in 2 days by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? Do you feel anything at all? Or did something break inside you while Iran answered the call? Do you know Europe? 42,000 lives, 2 days, that's all it took. Mothers and fathers and sons, did you even look? We stand with Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, our hope and voice. Millions behind him marching, he is our only choice. He only fights for freedom, democracy and human rights. But you mock him in your chambers while he fights for our lives, to pull us out of this darkness, this century-long night, while you sign deals with our killers and call it diplomatic right. Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? They hang 60, 40 souls one by one, hanged within 4 months by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? Do you feel anything at all? Or did something break inside you while Iran answered the call? Do you know Europe? What happened to you, Europe? What made you so cold? What turned your heart to stone? while our story went untold. Is oil worth more than blood? Is silence worth shame? Because while you negotiate with murderers, we are dying, calling your name. Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? 42,000 souls are gone, killed in 2 days by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? We are still here. We are still strong. Do you know Europe? How much longer? How much longer? How long? Do you know Europe?
To all of our friends around the world, under the yoke of the Islamic Republic, Iran is identified in your minds with terrorism, extremism, and poverty. The real Iran is a different Iran, a beautiful, peace-loving, and flourishing Iran. It is the Iran that existed before the Islamic Republic, and it is the Iran that will rise again from its ashes the day the Islamic Republic falls. So let me be clear about how a free Iran will act towards its neighbors and the world after the fall of this regime. In security and foreign policy, Iran's nuclear military program will end. Support for terrorist groups will cease immediately. A free Iran will work with regional and global partners to confront terrorism, organized crime, drug trafficking, and extremist Islamism. Iran will act as a friend and a stabilizing force in the region, and it will be a responsible partner in global security. In diplomacy, relations with the United States will be normalized, and our friendship with America and her people will be restored. The State of Israel will be recognized immediately. We will pursue the expansion of the Abraham Accords into the Cyrus Accords, bringing together a free Iran, Israel, and the Arab world. A new chapter will begin, grounded in mutual recognition, sovereignty, and national interest. In energy, Iran holds some of the largest oil and gas reserves in the world. A free Iran will become a reliable energy supplier to the free world. Policymaking will be transparent. Iran's actions will be responsible. Prices will be predictable. In transparency and governance, Iran will adopt and enforce international standards. Money laundering will be confronted. Organized corruption will be dismantled. Public institutions will answer to the people. In the economy, Iran is one of the world's last great untapped markets. Our population is educated, modern, with a diaspora that connects it to the four corners of the world. A democratic Iran will open its economy to trade, investment, and innovation, and Iran will seek to invest in the world. Opportunity will replace isolation. This is not an abstract vision. It is a practical one, grounded in national interest, stability, and cooperation. To achieve this, now is the time to stand with the Iranian people. The fall of the Islamic Republic and the establishment of a secular, democratic government in Iran will not only restore dignity to my people, it will benefit the region and the world. A free Iran will be a force for peace, for prosperity, and for partnership.
وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته ایم قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه روبروم یه واژه یه هدف به نام انتقامه پشت سرم دعای مادر و تو دستم تفنگ بابامه رو زبونم اسم شاه بگینین عشق بی انتفاست هر جا اسم ایران اومد اونجا صدای بچه رضاست فردا می نویسن تو کتاب قصه دیمار بگو با تیر جنگی کشتن بچه های بیگناه رو بگو از بخت مادرها شیر زنا و دخترامون بگو تنها شهید شدیم تا تنها نمونه شامون وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته ایم قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه
سلام من به تو یار قدیمی منم همون هوادار قدیم
سید سلام چطوری مرد کلی کتلت شدین دایی بدون مدرک سلام بسیجی قهرمان رفتی پیش توسی با پنیر و یه نون سنگک سلام به محفل قرآنیتون سلام به مدیرای بحرانیتون سلام به حاجی اکبر و طوله هاش و خارج و رفقای ارگانیتون سلام به دزدای پول ملت که تش میفتین توی تور ملت سلام به همه شما کرکسایی که دارین نونتون رو میزنین تو خون ملت تا که تش زیر دست و پاک و تک بخورین حالا هی به یه بادکنک بدوین سلام آخر تو زندان باشه وقتی قرار به این آب خنک بخورین مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا اینو بگذاریم به خاک میرسیم تجزیه طلبی که به خاک بیرسیم ایران مردمش وطن پرستن از کرد تا بلوچ بری به فاک بیرسی توف به هر چی مفسی است توف به هر کی در پی تجزیه است توف به لوی و همونی که شیفته ی گل ملیگران تو وطن خدا نفتی هست سر کردستان همه برپا شدن بلوچستان فدای مهسا شدن شم واحد که شیر و خورشید ما بقی جعلیا تنها شدن شادی باشه واسه همه در میهن کور بشه چه شهر چی اهریمن رخ رو بگی تا اون 6 کلاس سواد و خبرگان و مجد سری ترجیحن شبهای عروس و دامادی باشه برن سلامتی نوش کنن و آبادی باشه لحظت کجاست میدون شهیاده به سمت اتوبان آزادی باشه سلام به نسل ندید پدیدا نبودیم ندیدیم قدیمتی ما شاه بود تو شادی کل میزدین حالا شاه بر میگرده پیک میزنین مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا
فاهنگ به این خوشگلی بانو آیده بود اسم این عشقاین رو توش بیاریم ولی خب لازم بود دیگه فکر کنم بانو آیده
Let's go. میخوام بگم از دلم، از عشق به این میهنم، به امید روز شکست دشمن شاه برمیگرده به وطن. برگشتن پهلوی وحشت هر اجنبی، بلند بگو همشهری شاه رضا پهلوی. نظام رسیده پرتگاه، بلند بگو جاوید شاه. برگشت شاه به میهن، دوای درد وطن. این آخرین نبرده، پهلوی برمیگرده. داره میاد پهلوی، زجه بزن سید علی. راه نجات وطن، پهلوی هموطن. ایران میشه گلستان، شاه که بیاد به ایران. ایران که شاه نداره، حساب کتاب نداره. آخون باید گم بشه، توپ تانک فشفشه. گم شو بیرون اجنبی، داره میاد پهلوی. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. ما شاه میخوایم نه ملا، بذار بشنوه دنیا. ایرانی داد بزن، شاه تو فریاد بزن. برگشتن پهلوی وحشت هر اجنبی، بلند بگو هموطن. شاه رضا پهلوی، فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. بلند بگو جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. بلند بگو جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه.
Look at us here today. We see so many flags representing so many nations. We know we are not alone, and we thank you for being with us. For all people around the world who stand today in unity with the Iranian people, this is not just because it's good for us, and you do it out of compassion and care for our rights to liberty and justice and equality and human rights. But understand that it is in your best interest too, to have, unlike this regime that has been propagating terror and radicalism, we the people of Iran are peacemakers and not warmongers. We like to be friends, especially with the free world. We'd like to be able to have the best neighborly relationship with the people of our area and the region, with the Arab countries, with Israel, and all our other neighbors. We are fighting for justice, we're fighting for human rights, we are fighting for liberty, we're fighting to put an end to all sorts of discrimination. Because as an Iranian, I stand here to tell you that I've dedicated 47 years of my life because I think that my country deserves far better than what we have right now. To now understand that their best remedy is to support the people of Iran, because ultimately a free Iran will be your best partner, not just to bring stability and peace, but it will be in your best economic interest and opportunities. Together we can prosper again, and the world will be so different once the Iranian people are free. I am here to guarantee a transition to secular democratic future. I am committed to be that leader of transition for you, so we can one day have the final opportunity to decide the fate of our country through a democratic, transparent process, through the ballot box and free elections. And let's make sure that this time, especially the free nations of this world and their governments, stand on the right side of history.
Well, Durud Patriots, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to day 156 of Iran Revolution Live with your wonderful and amazing host, Mr. Navabi.
And your wonderful and amazing host, Goldie Ghamari.
Armin, you have a new camera.
No, I don't. My colors is wrong. Let me actually fix it. My colors are. I don't know what's happening. Let me just.
It's a different angle.
No,
Guys,
no. It's just...
we're seeing a different angle of Armin. What's going on here? Let's zoom in on Armin.
No.
Let's zoom in on Armin while he's fixing.
I have to. Let me. I'll be right. I have to fix this. Just give me a second.
No, there you go.
No. I don't know. I didn't even notice it. No. Wow, there's no color. I need to fix this.
What's going on? Yeah, you know what? It's Alien Revolution Live. There you go.
Okay. Let me fix the colors. Okay, I have to turn off my camera to do this. 1 second.
All right.
Please.
Okay. Guys, I don't know what's going on. Well, welcome. Armin will fix that situation soon. Yeah. I think my audio sounds fine.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, wait, my audio is weird. Oh gosh. Okay, now I fixed it.
That's better. You fix it. Okay, see? Your microphone and my camera was connected wrong. We both
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, guys, let's restart now that we have Armin back. Welcome, Durud Patriots. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to day 156 of Iran Revolution Live with your wonderful and amazing host, Mr. Armin Navabi.
And your wonderful and amazing host, Goldie Ghamari.
Thank you. Armin, how are you doing today?
Amazing. Because apparently the Islamic Republic is not talking. They're so upset with what Israel is doing in Lebanon, and the ceasefire talks has stopped. They're not talking. So not only we're not moving closer to a deal, we're actually moving farther and farther away from a deal. So really good news. Everything is, and the blockade, President Trump also confirmed that the blockade is on. It's not going to go anywhere. So every single minute, every single day, this is worse and worse for the Islamic Republic. So I'm happy.
Wow. Now, there were some posts. I noticed a couple of posts, one from Arakchi and one from Ghalibov. Did you want to bring those up to show people what you're referring to?
Okay, let me see the ones that I have. Share screen. Are you talking about, let's see if we're talking about the same thing. Is this what you're talking about? Or their own post? On
their own post. I think Arakchi posted something in English. I think I commented
you did.
Under him. But let me find it. Oh, you got it? Okay.
Here. This is his account. So 6 hours ago, this one? Are you talking about this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's zoom in. So Arakchi, the foreign minister of the Islamic Republic, posted this 6 hours ago, saying, for immediate attention, the ceasefire between Iran and the U.S. is unequivocally a ceasefire on all fronts, including Lebanon. I love this. Thank you, Arakchi. Its violation on one front is a violation of the ceasefire on all fronts. That was basically what I had here from Iran International. But this is actually better to get it. It's better to read it from his own account. The U.S. and Israel are responsible for the consequences of any violation. So, Goldie, this basically means that there is no way to get to a deal if their condition for a deal with the United States is for Israel who is not even on the table to stop defending itself against Hezbollah. Like what? What? Right? It's like, Goldie, if you and me agree with each other on what, I don't know, Texas troop is going to do tomorrow, like me and you sign an agreement for how she's going to behave. That's what this sounds like. What are you talking about? Like, Israel has to stop defending itself against Hezbollah for you to have a deal with United States? That makes no sense. Goldie, help me make sense of this. This makes no sense.
Well, it makes sense if you understand that the Islamic regime is a foreign occupation. They're not Iranian. They don't actually care about Iranians. They're basically more concerned about the Muslim Arab terrorists that are currently occupying Lebanon than they are about the Iranian people, right?
Right.
And that's why we say that Iran is occupied by this Islamic regime, because they're not Iranian. They don't care about Iran. The fact that they're more concerned about Hezbollah, which is Hezbollah is basically 100% funded by the Islamic regime, and in fact, many of the terrorists, senior terrorists who are in Hezbollah, whatever's left of them that's alive, they were actually involved in the 1979 Islamic coup d'état of Iran as well. So yeah, so it makes sense when you understand that Arakchi, by the way, his last name Arakchi, it means from Iraq, right? So literally, his last name gives away where he's from. He's from Iraq. It makes sense, Armin, when you understand that these people are not even Iranian; they're invaders and occupiers.
This is why we say that the Islamic Republic is not just an occupation of Iran. We say it's an Palestinian occupation of Iran. Our occupiers are the Palestinian cause.
Yeah.
You see how much they say, like, oh, on all fronts, including Lebanon. I mean, this is why the IDF doing what it does is so much. What's happening in Lebanon is good for the Iranian people. Like, the IDF is protecting Israelis, is protecting Iranians, and it's protecting Americans. The reason why the IDF attacking Hezbollah is protecting Israelis is obvious. Hezbollah is throwing rockets at Israelis in northern Israel. Duh, that's obvious. The reason why the IDF is now helping protect Iranians is because they're making it basically impossible for the Islamic Republic to become flexible towards the Americans by them, because their own regime followers are not going to tolerate a deal where Hezbollah is basically just left out of it while being bombardment. So that's why the IDF is helping us Iranian people. The IDF is helping Americans because it's giving leverage to the Americans at the so-called negotiating table for a surrender deal. By doing this, basically United States has now, there's more that the Islamic Republic has to ask for at the negotiating table, which means that the Americans have a lot more leverage to get to a surrender deal at the negotiating table. So
Yeah,
win-win-win.
Yeah, and I'm seeing on X, Trey Yingst is now reporting it as well. Iran has suspended, they mean the Islamic regime, has suspended all diplomatic communication and messages with the United States, according to Iranian state media, aka Durka News Network. The decision was reportedly due to Iranian opposition to the Israeli strikes against Hezbollah. Right? So once again, Armin, it's all about blaming the Jews, right? It's always the Jews. Blame the Jews.
No
right?
Jews. Yes, exactly.
It's like the news about Chunky Yogurt and his like weird like jihadi pedophile nephew were banned from the UK, and then they're blaming it on the Jews as well. They're blaming it on Israel. It's like the weirdest thing. So apparently they can't go to the UK because of Israel and the Jews, right? It's always the Jews for these people. Like they're insane.
Yeah, he thinks that the UK has been taken over by Zionists because the UK considers Hezbollah and Hamas and the Houthis to be terrorists. But it's interesting because Japan also categorized these. Like, is Japan also taken over by Zionists? Because Japan,
Obviously.
for example, yeah, okay.
Obviously. Did you not know?
Okay, yeah, of course.
That's what they would say. Like,
Right.
remember, I've had the unfortunate experience of having to debate Chunky Yogurt, and literally for him, everything is about the Jews, right?
Right.
So, like, he's literally a mouthpiece for Islamic regime propaganda. And I don't know if he's getting paid or not, but if he's not getting paid, then he's like the biggest useful idiot. Because if you want to spout that sort of propaganda, like I would hope at least like you're getting paid for your nonsense, right?
Yeah, exactly. And also in the middle of all of this, so like what you just said, breaking, Iran's negotiating team is stopping messaging exchanges with the United States through mediators over Israel's attack on Hezbollah in Lebanon. IRGC affiliated Tasnim news agency reported on Monday. By the way, guys, Israel is doing so well in Lebanon. What is that? What is that castle that they just captured? That historic castle from the Crusades. They're just going further into Lebanon than they have been there for many years. They're just crushing it. Go IDF. And it says there will be no talks until Iran's demands on the cessation of Israel's operations in Lebanon and Gaza are met. Oh, Gaza too. Oh my God, thank you so much, making it even more difficult. The report said, adding that Tehran considers the attacks on the Lebanese group a violation of the April ceasefire with the U.S. I don't. It's interesting. So Israel was not part of the negotiation, right? Israel's attack on Hezbollah is a violation of the ceasefire agreement. Israel was not part of that agreement. What are you talking about? But anyways, great job, Israel. Go kill some terrorists. But also on top of all of this, on top of the deal, us moving farther and further away from a deal, we also not stopping the pain, because President Trump confirmed that there is no stopping of the blockade. So the blockade continues. So here, Donald Trump in an interview with an NBC reporter stated that there has been too much talk about Iran and added, if you want to tell the truth, I think staying silent could be a better option. Donald Trump, regarding the halt of negotiations by Tehran due to the attacks on Lebanon, said that he had not been informed of this decision beforehand. He added, this doesn't mean that we go and start bombing everywhere. We will continue. This is the part. We will continue the siege. So, guys, as long as the blockade continues, that means we're on the right path. Remember, the head of Mossad just recently came out, and I'm not saying this is accurate, whether his assessment is accurate, but when the head of Mossad makes an assessment, we should take it seriously. We shouldn't take it as revelation. And but he said his estimate is that if two conditions are met, the Islamic Republic will fall in 7 months. Okay, so this is not politicians, this is not commentators, this is the head of Mossad with all the intelligence and information that he has, and he said the Islamic Republic will fall in 7 months if these two conditions are met. 1, there is no deal reached. 2, the blockade continues. As long as these two conditions are there in 7 months, he thinks the Islamic Republic will fall by then. He said within 7. Okay, so yep, Texas correcting me. Thank you, Texas. Within 7 months, not in 7 months, within 7 months. That's even better. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that correction. Hope he's right. And then we have, not only on top of all of this, by the way, on top of all of this, we had more boom booms. Okay. So we had CENTCOM. CENTCOM says it struck Iranian radar and drone sites. So U.S. CENTCOM command said it conducted strikes on Iranian radar installations and drone. But guys, this is again the least ceasefire in the history of ceasefire, as we like to say here. Like, we have constant boom booms, while we go through the ceasefire, right? So it conducted strikes on Iranian radar installations and drone command and control sites in, Goruk. I need to see the Persian version of this. Goruk. Goruk and Qesh. I know this is Qesh. Qesh Island over the weekend after Iran allegedly shot down a US MQ-1 drone operating over international waters. So yep, things are blowing up constantly. Fantastic. Loving this. The only thing that makes this difficult is the fact that the economic condition in Iran is really horrible. So we understand why we need to be in a rush. But honestly, like, if even I don't know if the 7 months number is correct or not. Nobody can tell 100%. But and I know it's hard to wait that long, but 7 months historically is nothing compared to the 57 years that we had to tolerate the Islamic Republic. And honestly, if we have to tolerate another 7 months, I think it's worth it. Again, I don't know when the Islamic Republic will fall, but 7 months is a nice number, I think.
I mean, it's not even the economic aspect of it for most people, because people are saying like they're willing to tolerate, the economic aspect or, whatever it takes. But, for me personally, it's just the fact that executions are continuing. And I think even today, 2 more innocent Iranian men were hanged by the Islamic regime. So even as the Islamic regime is slowly collapsing, they're executing people every day, and so that's where the humanitarian crisis really is for the Iranian people.
So yeah, I completely get that. The only reason why I care about the economic situation, maybe even more than the executions, is because poverty kills, and so many people are dying because they can't afford their healthcare costs, like operations and medicine and doctors' visits. So the executions are devastating, and I completely understand that humans' lives are more important. I just know that the economic situation is also causing people to die as well.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's just all aspects of it, right? Like the reality is that, guys, Iran is a failed state. Iran has been a failed state for 47 years. Okay, so the failed state condition is not new. It became a failed state in 1979 when the Islamic regime took over and occupied the country. So yeah, I mean, Armin's absolutely right. Like every single aspect that you look at, every element of this, it's difficult. It's difficult. And I don't know, Armin, you've probably seen President Trump's posts as well on Truth Social. I just want to share a couple of them, a couple of the new ones. So he wrote, "Fake news CNN said today routinely that my Iran nuclear deal doesn't talk about nuclear, when it actually states very clearly that Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. It then goes on in very strong and lengthy detail to discuss various other aspects of nuclear. In fact, that's what most of the agreement is about. CNN and so many others in the fake news media is a low ratings disaster. Even with new ownership, it is unlikely to ever get better." So that's one. And then he also writes, "Iran really wants to make a deal, and it will be a good one for the USA and those that are with us. But don't the Democrats and various seemingly unpatriotic Republicans understand that it is much tougher for me to properly do my job and negotiate when political hacks keep negatively chirping at levels never seen before, over and over again, that I should move faster or move slower or go to war or not go to war or whatever. Just sit back and relax. It will all work out well in the end. It always does. President Donald J. Trump."
What do you make of that?
I mean, it just goes to show that, I mean, to me, he's basically saying that he's aware of all these people who are just constantly like attacking and just criticizing every move he makes, right? It's like no matter what decision he makes, the Democrats and, some Republicans, it's mostly, like the podcasters or whatever, that have kind of like taken over in the right political space or something. I don't even know how that phenomenon has happened, but anyway, I think he's just calling them all out, and he's like these people are just spreading rumors and doing whatever, and this is making my job more difficult. And we know that's a fact because the Islamic regime is actually taking their statements and broadcasting it on Islamic regime state TV, in order to try and portray President Trump as being deeply dispopular within the United States, even though it's the complete opposite there. So I think he's just calling out the people who are effectively adding fuel to the fire of the propaganda that's been created by the Islamic regime.
Overall, what do you think is going to happen in the next couple of weeks and months? I mean, I know it's really hard to guess given how many factors are at play here, but so many people are asking me exactly that. And every time I say it's really hard to predict, they don't. It seems like they find it a very unsatisfying answer. So I don't know. What do you think I should respond? Like when people say that?
I mean, I can give you my opinion. I don't know how you should respond, but my opinion is that the Islamic regime is collapsing. No one can predict when. And it's just a matter of seeing what and how it happens. I mean, no one, like when it comes to East Germany, for example, people knew that the conditions in East Germany were kind of going towards collapse, but no one actually predicted when the Berlin Wall fell.
Exactly.
So that's a
perfect answer. Yeah, perfect answer.
There you go. You can use that.
Yeah, I have been. I basically said, this is what I say to people. I say, look, the Islamic Republic is a poisonous tree, and we're all basically swinging an axe at it, right? Some of us are using a chainsaw, some of us are using an axe, and we're just going at this tree until it falls. Here's what we don't know. We don't know when it will fall. We don't know on which side it will fall. We don't know whose axe is going to be the final blow. We don't know any of these things. But the only thing we know is that if we keep swinging, and we will keep swinging, it will fall. That's the analogy I use for people, like, just keep swinging and stop. Every time you stop and say, like, hey, when is this going to fall? That's the time that you're spending on not swinging at the tree. So just keep swinging at the tree. It will fall when it will fall. Nobody can tell. Just keep swinging at the tree.
I think that's a great way of looking at it. That's a great way of looking at it, because you won't know when the moment is until it actually happens.
Yeah, exactly. You had I had the video where the Trey was talking, and like you said that you saw her video.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's go with that.
I have the full. Yeah.
You have the full interview?
I have the full video where he's included in there, but there are many people before and after him that spoke as well. Should I just go to the segment where he's talking?
Well, when is this from?
3 hours ago.
I think we should just play the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Right to Alex Hogan, who is live in D.C. with the latest on Iran. Good morning, Alex. Good morning. So U.S. Central Command made this announcement just hours ago, saying American forces carried out strikes this weekend, bombing Iranian radar and drone control sites in Gorak, Iran, and Qasem Island. And according to Central Command, the measured and deliberate strikes occurred on Saturday and Sunday in response to aggressive Iranian actions that included the shootdown of a U.S. MQ-1 drone that was operating over international waters. U.S. fighter aircraft swiftly responded by eliminating Iranian air defenses, a ground control station, and 2 one-way attack drones that pose clear threats to ships transiting regional waters. And now Kuwait says it's intercepting incoming drone and missile fire. That comes as Iran confirmed it carried out retaliatory strikes today. And Iran's Revolutionary Guard today says the source of that is what it calls U.S. attacks on a telecommunication tower. President Trump met with advisors in the Situation Room at the White House here in Washington on Friday, but had yet to make an announcement over the weekend over how to move forward. Overnight, he posted on Truth Social, writing in part, Iran really wants to make a deal, and it will be a good one for the USA and those that are with us. Both the U.S. and Iran have exchanged strikes since the ceasefire started in early April. It's not clear yet how these strikes will impact the ongoing negotiations to end the war that has.
I can't imagine it would be good. I don't think the impact is positive for the negotiations, but that's just my guess.
Now stretched 3 months. Todd, Ashley.
Okay, Alex, thank you. CENTCOM confirming the U.S. military has struck more Iranian targets after the downing of an American drone as the U.S.-Iran ceasefire is once again tested. President Trump commenting on negotiations with Tehran with Fox's Lar Trump.
We're making a great deal. We're going to make a great deal. Other, we'll just go back and finish it off militarily. We're getting what we want slowly. Very tough negotiators. It takes a long time. I'm in no hurry. I'd like to say I'm in a hurry because, you know, gasoline prices are going to come tumbling down. But if you're going to be in a hurry, you're not going to make a good deal. And slowly but surely, we're getting, I think, what we want. And if we don't get what we want, we're going to end it a different way.
Joining us.
I wonder what he means by that, guys. I have no clue. Different way.
Today to discuss this is the former Deputy National Security Advisor for VP Cheney, Steve Yates. Steve, thanks for getting up and talking to us about this. You heard Trump just there say he was in no hurry to get a deal done. Do you think this is what the Iranians are kind of banking on? Because before you know it, we're going to be in August and September, then there's midterms, and we're still left with these high gas prices.
Well, the Iranian regime, the remnants of it, definitely have as part of their strategy playing for time. But the president is exercising a patient approach that I don't think very many of his critics would have assumed he would have in his toolkit. We have maximum pressure from the economic policy side of things, military side of things, and he's tried to move forward with a different kind of diplomatic strategy, making sure that allies in the region are prepared to carry forward what I would consider to be maintenance mode. And I think what we saw over the weekend is a little bit what that maintenance mode would look like. If you have remnants of a regime, when you have a regime that size, its military capabilities are never going to go to zero. But when they act out in ways that challenge freedom of navigation, use the tentacles of terror, or look like they're both going back to resume the nuclear program, then they'll be hit by us or an ally to try to keep things on course. So I think that's what the president's gradualism is aimed at. I certainly hope that the Strait is open very, very soon and that the pressure campaign is working. At this point, it's hard to watch from the outside because we just can't have certainty. But I think the correlation of power is the right mix at this point.
You know, Steve, a few different outlets.
Yeah, especially because the Islamic Republic is being hurt, damaged in two other ways that people don't see. Guys, remember, President Trump has 3 weapons against the Islamic Republic: military, economic, and the political division that he's causing within the Islamic Republic. Visually, it's easier to see kinetic military operations. When things go boom, boom, we're like, oh my God, yes, this is hurting the Islamic Republic. But the economic pressure and the political division, they're as and even more devastating to the Islamic Republic, but they're not visible. And because they're not as visible, we think that is harming them less. It's not harming them less; it's harming them more. It's just harder to show that on a attention-grabbing way on the news. Oh, by the way, guys, we see the super chats. We're gonna read them in about half an hour. Half an hour from now, we're gonna read the super chats. Thank you for your support.
It's reporting this weekend that, you know, this move is more about specifics of how the U.S. gets the material and the timing, and that's in the reference to enriched uranium. And they're also wanting to amend some of the wording and language around opening the Strait of Hormuz. How important is that?
Well, I think facts on the ground are going to matter much more than the wording of agreements. And that's going to come ultimately by this coalition of power that the president is exercising and basically forcing these things to move forward the right way. We have more time when it comes to trying to deal with the ultimate disposition of this very degraded nuclear program. It's a concern, but it's one of those things that it's much, much more important that we continue to degrade the IRGC, this military capability of Iran, and make sure that is in check. That is sort of the tallest tent pole in the Iranian tent at this point. The civilian leadership is degraded. The mullahs, we haven't even had a proof of life out of the new Ayatollah in a while. It's the IRGC that we're trying to influence.
By the way, fake Ayatollah, because he was never Ayatollah. He doesn't have the religious credentials to be an Ayatollah.
Contain at this point. I think that has to be mission number one.
You know, we talk a lot about the Strait of Hormuz, and in the news media and politicians, they just assume that the average American knows what those words mean and what they are. But in all reality, they don't. So paint us a picture, if you could quickly, of if we don't have a deal made by September, August, around that time, what the next year could look like for us here in America.
Well, the Strait of Hormuz is a faraway place. People can be excused for not thinking about it, but it's a very narrow passage where a high percentage of oil, natural gas, and other commodities will transit. It tends to feed world markets. That matters to Americans, even though we have an abundance. If world prices are high, then the abundance we have will get sold to those international markets. That's the way free markets are going to work, and that means prices can still be high for us. But ultimately, I think if the president gets the right allies, our Arab allies and others, to step in and execute on what maintenance needs to look like in this region, that frees America up to focus on our prosperity, other challenges around the world, say a revisionist China trying to challenge us on economic competition and national security challenges in the Indo-Pacific.
You know, and then there's also the question, just because Tehran agrees to this and Iran agrees to this, who's to say they're even going to stick to it?
My assumption is that they won't, and that's why I think that the coalition of power.
Yeah, that's why the only solution is regime change. That's why no deal will fix this problem for the United States. Yes.
Sorry, President Trump is a new Truth Social post.
Ooh, let's go to that.
Okay, and then we'll continue. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but look at this.
No, please do.
I had a very productive call with Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu of Israel. There will be no troops going to Beirut, and any troops that are on their way have already been turned back. Likewise, through highly placed representatives, I had a very good call with Hezbollah, and they agreed that all shooting will stop, that Israel will not attack them, and they will not attack Israel.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
Well, I know that Hezbollah will not be able to help themselves because Hezbollah is currently in breach of UN resolution. What was it? It's the one of the Litani River. The Litani River. Resolution 1701. Like Hezbollah is in breach of UN Security Council resolution 1701. So yeah, I don't know.
So,
I mean,
No, you go ahead and then I'll tell.
I was just going to say, President Trump knows that Hezbollah is an extension of the Islamic regime, and President Trump knows that they're all lunatics. So this is weird. Like Hezbollah is a terrorist entity here. So President Trump is obviously up to something. Oh, I think, you know what it is? President Trump is calling the bluff of the Islamic regime. Bring up Arakchi's statement.
Okay. But by the way, before I bring that up, I also want to mention that we know that Israel was expecting this. So this is why they went for maximum damage against Hezbollah, because they knew at some point President Trump is going to come ask them to stop. So they wanted to make sure that they were taking advantage of every single second before this happened. And they caused as much damage to Hezbollah before this happened. And this means that President Trump, when I said that this was a win-win-win, and one of these wins was for America, is because by causing maximum damage against the Hezbollah, the Islamic Republic was desperate to stop Israel. And that means that at the negotiating table with President Trump, they were willing to basically, they were forced to offer even more to basically get Bibi to stop. So by doing this maximum attack against the Hezbollah, President Trump probably managed to get a lot more bending of the knee from the Islamic Republic for Bibi to stop these massive damage. And they already destroyed so much of what Hezbollah has, and none of that is going to go. A lot of the missile stockpiles and rockets and a lot of other things that Hezbollah had has already been destroyed. So even if we have a pause right now, none of that is coming back. And this is what you wanted me to bring up. What do you think about that, by the way, Goldie? Because this was something that Israel saw coming.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but you know, that I think that's definitely a part of it for sure. But yeah, like I think President Trump is calling out the Islamic regime's bluff, right? Because like Arakchi earlier today said, you know, the ceasefire between Iran and US is a ceasefire on all fronts, including Lebanon. So President Trump is now forcing the Islamic regime to agree to the nuclear conditions that he's imposed on them, right? Which is no nuclear enrichment, and also the United States going in to get rid of the nuclear enrichment that's already there. And you know, I think to your point on the Hezbollah Israel side, I think you're absolutely correct. I think that Israel probably was going very, you know, as hard as it was in order to finish the job. And now that
this is the traditional good cop, bad cop that they already played before.
Yeah. So now that they've, I guess, captured that castle, at this point they can go back to the ceasefire. And now President Trump is taking one more sort of bargaining chip away from the Islamic regime.
Yes.
Because now what's the Islamic regime going to say? They're going to say, okay, well, now that there's a ceasefire, we're still not going to agree to the deal unless we're allowed to enrich uranium, because that's President Trump's red line.
This is exactly what we saw before Operation Midnight Hammer and Operation Epic Fury. This is President Trump is like, listen, Islamic Republic, here, I would be more flexible with you, okay? But this Bibi guy, okay, you know, he wants to go all out, okay? I'm not going to be able to hold him back. You need to give me more stuff. You know, I could work with you. Okay? But this Bibi, okay, there's no stopping him. I will try my best to hold him back, but you need to work with me, okay? So I think this is exactly what happened before Midnight Hammer. Good cop, bad copping it. And the Islamic Republic. This is what the Islamic Republic tries to do with President Trump, with the so-called more radical people, right? So the Islamic Republic is saying like, hey, we're the moderates, okay? But we have some radicals that want United States, hey, Trump, we want to be flexible with you, but we have some crazy radicals that won't let us. So you need to be more flexible with us because our hands are tied. That's what the Islamic Republic tries to do, good cop, bad cop with President Trump. And President Trump is saying to the Islamic Republic, say like, listen, I want to be more flexible with you, but Bibi, oh my God, Bibi is like, you have to give me some stuff so I could make him happy because he wants to like kill all of you. So this is both trying to play good cop, bad cop on each other. Right.
Well, the funny part is, Armin, is that, I mean, yes, the United States and Israel, you know, initially they'll be playing good cop, bad cop, But then once the boom boom start, you have like Israel being the bad cop and then America being the even worse cop, right? So because once the boom boom begins, then the United States
Right,
brings out the B2s, right? And you saw the devastation they caused on the nuclear facilities. So I mean, if that's like good cop, bad cop, then the Islamic regime is not in a good place right now.
This is why the anti-Jewish conspiracy theories is backfiring on the Islamic Republic, because if you make all the regime people believe that Trump wants to be more, reasonable from the Islamic Republic's perspective, but the Jews are controlling him, you could actually play into their dumb conspiracy theories. Like, oh yeah, it is the Jews that are not letting me be flexible. Okay, so I can't be flexible. You need to give me something that makes the Jews happy. You're right. So just lean into the goddamn conspiracy theory, and basically, when you're playing the game of chicken, if you basically pretend like your hands are tied, then you can't lose the game of chicken. So if you think the Jews, like Israel, is controlling America, so you have effectively are giving the narrative for America to pretend like, yeah, our hands are tied. It's the Israelis, they're in control, so you need to make them happy somehow. You need to give us something that is,
Yeah, Armin, people in the chat are saying apparently, I just noticed this, so let me just pull this up. So mere minutes following Trump's claim that Hezbollah will stop firing at Israel, and after forcing Israel to drop strikes on Beirut, Hezbollah has opened fire with large missile barrages at northern Israel.
Wow.
So there's that's how long the ceasefire lasted, guys. The ceasefire literally lasted like what, 3-4 minutes?
Yes, basically. Trump just said, I got Hezbollah to agree. And then look at that. They can't help themselves.
Yeah,
they can't help themselves.
President Trump literally says, I had a very good call with, through highly placed representatives, I had a very good call with Hezbollah, and they agreed that all shooting will stop. And literally moments later,
boom,
the missile, like there's missile launches from Hezbollah towards Israel. So I mean, this is why, like, you cannot negotiate with terrorists, right?
Amazing. But it's the Jew, Goldie. That's Jewish breaking news. We can't trust that. It's the Jews. The Jews lie about. Yes, okay.
The Jews.
The Jews. Guys,
you're right. Yeah, we shouldn't trust Jewish breaking news to give us, news about Israel.
Yes, their scheming ways.
My God. But yeah, so I wonder how President Trump is going to respond to this. Like, literally, this was literally posted just like 15 minutes ago. And then this one is posted 10 minutes ago. No, 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago for this one. So.
Wow.
All right. Well, that was so I guess the ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel lasted 10 minutes.
Wow. Amazing.
I mean, I see
you predicted this, by the way. You predicted this while you were reading President Trump's post. You predicted this. And I know Goldie is always right, but this was a record. Like, we haven't had your predictions come true in 10 minutes before.
I mean, I was expecting, at least like an hour or 2 hours, so they don't make it like super obvious, right? But 10 minutes was not on my radar. Like, I would have thought that they would be at least try to be a little bit more intelligent here. But guys, and so for those of you who are thinking that, President Trump doesn't understand that these people are terrorists or that you can't trust them or whatever. No. President Trump understands who these people are. Exactly. He understands them completely. Like, he's called them lunatics, right? He knows they're lunatics, they're terrorists, they're nuts. Like, guys, President Trump isn't saying this because, he actually thinks that there can be a lasting ceasefire. This is probably, like the negotiating team, which is what, like Pakistan or something. I don't know, Pakistan or maybe the Arab countries, right? Because remember, keep in mind, President Trump still wants the Arab countries to sign the Abraham Accords, that peace deal with Israel, right? So this is probably like the Arab countries or Pakistan, and they're like, well, like this is all Israel's fault. It's the Jews, it's the Jews. So, get Israel to stop attacking Hezbollah, and then we can sign a peace deal with the Islamic regime or whatever, right? And so President Trump, knowing that this is probably not going to last, he's like, sure, okay, whatever. Let's see how long this lasts. And by phrasing it in this way, okay, so he says, I had a call with Hezbollah, through representatives, because he's not going to talk to terrorists themselves, right? And they agreed that all shooting will stop, Israel will not attack them, and they will not attack Israel. So President Trump is calling out Hezbollah, and now this is also going to make it very harder for the Arab Muslim countries who are, trying to, blame everything on the Jews. They're not going to be able to use that card anymore in the negotiations. And by the way, neither will the Islamic regime, because President Trump is basically, like I said, he literally called out the Islamic regime's bluff. So the Islamic regime put out these statements saying, oh, if there's a ceasefire, there has to be ceasefire with Lebanon as well. President Trump's like, sure, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because he knows that the terrorists and the Durkas can't help themselves. So as soon as President Trump says, all right, sure, let's do a ceasefire, within 10 minutes, Hezbollah attacks again, right? So President Trump can now wash his hands clean of this situation and basically say, well, we tried to do it your way, Iran, Islamic regime. We tried to do it your way, but obviously your way doesn't work because we agreed to those terms about Lebanon and Hezbollah, and you guys couldn't even keep your end of the bargain. So
Goldie, there's a new post by President Trump.
Another one? What?
But yeah, about Iran. Yeah.
Why didn't you interrupt? You should have interrupted me.
But I didn't want to interrupt.
No, you should have. Oh my gosh.
It was good. You were on fire. I didn't want to interrupt a good explanation. Okay.
Oh wait, where is it? Wait.
Go to Trump's account.
Yeah.
I think there, right at top.
Okay. Oh, there's two. Oh wait, he posted the same one twice. Oh no, that was one I didn't save. Oh, talks are continuing at a rapid pace with the Islamic Republic of Iran. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Ooh, he's thank you for your attention to his matter.
To his matter?
He's thank you for your attention to this mattering. The Islamic regime.
Love it. We're turning it into a verb.
Yeah, well, it is a verb. It is a verb because whenever he says "thank you for your attention to this matter," that's basically like like lawyers saying like govern yourselves accordingly, right?
Right.
He's basically saying like you're being put on notice. So,
love it. I love it.
Talks are continuing at a rapid pace. Right? So that means they're coming to a conclusion one way or another. And based on what I'm seeing, this doesn't look like a very ceasefire-y peace deal-y post to me.
Yes. Now that we see, for people who are not enjoying the roller coaster, just look at what this roller coaster has produced for us in the past few months. Like, guys, I am constantly monitoring the Islamic Republic pro-regime Iranian accounts and the internal politics of the Islamic Republic. I promise you that all of these posts and the back and forth and the so-called negotiations and ceasefire has been devastating to the Islamic Republic more than the bombardments. Take it from somebody who is like constantly watching what these people are saying.
Remember, yesterday Pezeshkian tried to resign. Was he given permission, by the way? Did that go through? What's the deal with that?
We don't have any update. We only have Tasneem denying that this is happening. Murad Vaisi thinks that he's probably going to get rejected. So that's what Murad Vaisi says is not going to accept. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Wow.
Yes. Yep. I actually had a picture of Pezeshkian yesterday that really demonstrated what he's like. It was very telling regarding the situation that he's in. I don't know if you guys want to see it. It's very nuanced, though. I don't think if many people would understand it. Do you guys want to see a picture of Pezeshkian that is very telling? Here, let me actually show it to you guys. This is Pezeshkian right now.
I was expecting like some hardcore Iranian meme or something that's like so nuanced or whatever. You caught me off guard with that one.
Yeah.
But you know what? That is a very good, very good and accurate depiction of Pezeshkian right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Okay.
So how do you think people are going to analyze President Trump's post about Israel and Hezbollah, given that within 10 minutes Hezbollah violated the ceasefire?
I think we're going to have two sides. Some people are understanding that President Trump is just messing with their head, playing mind games, taking them through a roller coaster, making them confused, turning them against each other, what I think is what's happening. I mean, we don't have to really guess that. We have seen the results in the past few months. Those are the people who are, I think, observing what's happening. That would be their understanding. But then we also have the other anti-Trump people who are going to suggest that this demonstrates that President Trump doesn't understand the nature of these terrorist groups. He thinks that he could talk to them, and he thinks that you could trust them, and they prove him wrong every time. But I think if you read The Art of the Deal, if you read his President Trump's book, then you will understand that he actually knows what he's doing right now, and this is completely in line with his philosophy. This is basically completely, in line with The Art of the Deal. Do you guys agree with that in the chat? Those are the two takes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, President Trump just effectively took away one of the Islamic regime's big bargaining chips, right? Their whole we're not going to agree to anything until Israel stops going after Hezbollah, right? And then Trump's like, okay, sure, fine, all right, let's agree to that. And then President Trump's like, fine, I spoke with Hezbollah, they've agreed to stop shooting. 10 minutes later, Hezbollah starts shooting. So the Islamic regime can literally no longer use that line anymore.
Exactly.
They literally cannot use that line anymore. They can't say, "Oh, we're not gonna agree to a ceasefire until Israel stops." Well, Israel did stop, and Hezbollah continued and violated that ceasefire. So, what else? What they can't rely on that argument anymore. I mean, they can portray it. They can put it out in these official statements, because a lot of people are not going to understand the nuances there. But the actual negotiating team and President Trump is going to be like, you can't use that line anymore. I've taken that bargaining away from you.
Exactly. Like, Goldie, you're so on point. Basically, the President Trump like, look, me and Bibi, we're aligned. We say stop, he stops. You and your boy, you and your terrorist proxy, like why can't you have what we have here with each other, right? So I think the Islamic Republic is gonna call Hezbollah and be like, why can't we be more like them? Why is it that when they want to stop, they stop? When I tell you to stop, you can't stop. Like, why can't you be more like why can't we have what they have with each other, huh? Why can't oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so good. Couple goals. Like, I wish you would behave more like them. Yeah. This is not the Hezbollah I married 47 years ago.
Oh my god.
You have changed. You've changed, Hezbollah. You don't follow my orders anymore. Okay. Okay. Are we gonna go? Oh, it's super chat time. Wait, can I play a little bit more of this before we go to
Yeah.
super chat?
Yeah. I want. Well, especially Trey's part too.
Yes, this part here. I'll be and I need to use a washroom break, so I'll play Trey while I'll be right back. Let me see. Is this the part where Trey comes in, or he comes earlier? No, this is it.
Ceasefire. Iranian officials have often tried to tie a ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah to the broader agreement between Iran and the United States. And even as we speak, guys, sirens have sounded across northern Israel. Hezbollah is continuing dozens of attacks on an hourly basis against this country. Guys?
Trey, just curious, Iran's president submitted that letter of resignation to the office of the supreme leader. How will that affect these negotiations, and why does he want to step down?
So we've not been able to confirm those reports that Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian has offered his resignation. And even over the weekend, Pezeshkian said the reports were not true. They initially came from Iran International, which is a media organization that is affiliated with Iranian opposition. But broadly, when we talk about the fracture that exists inside of Iran, it is something to discuss in the framework of these ongoing conversations with the United States, because there are more moderate voices in Tehran, such as the parliament speaker, Mohammad Kalibaf.
He's not moderate.
President and others who are reportedly clashing internally with Iran's IRGC, these hardline Islamic officials that want to return to war with the United States. And this is part of the challenge right now for the Trump administration.
I can't believe Trey called Kalibaf moderate.
Moderate.
What?
No.
Trey, I'm very disappointed in you.
It's oh my god. Yes. Ghalibaf is directly responsible for killing so many Iranian people protesting. So I don't know what's going on.
Ghalibaf ordered university students to be thrown off of rooftops and thrown to their deaths back in 2009, I think.
Exactly.
Try to get a deal together with Iran. There is a fracture right now inside of Iran as it relates to the situation on the ground and what officials in Tehran want to happen in terms of those negotiations with the administration.
So President Trump over the weekend, Trey, said, I'm going to change a little of my demands. I want to know specifically, the way I understand it, you tell me if I'm wrong. I want to know specifically how we're going to get the uranium out, the timeline in which we're going to do it, and when that's going to start. Because the president's worried about the optics too. They want funds. What Iran wants is funds unfrozen. The last thing we need is pallets of cash being dropped off in Tehran again. So the president doesn't want to do that. So what could you tell me about the ongoing process?
Yeah, reports indicate President Trump late last week in the Situation Room at the White House was very clear and actually pushed back on some of the framework that exists right now in terms of the negotiation with Iran. He wants more concessions from the Iranian regime and to ensure that the agreement will be a great deal for the United States. Remember, President Trump is operating in the best interest of the American people. And so the Iranians oftentimes are going to push back on many of these points within a possible agreement. But the president said something very interesting to Fox News over the weekend, and I'll repeat it here. He said during an interview that initially the Iranians were committing to not having a nuclear weapon or creating a nuclear weapon within their country. And the president raised a very important question. What if the Iranians try to buy a nuclear weapon on the international black market? And ultimately, this language was included in the agreement. And it gives you a sense of just the attention to detail that President Trump has in this possible agreement with the Iranian regime. And it's the reason that this is taking some time, because the president isn't simply going to sign a bad deal. He wants a deal that has everything on the table, and the concessions that the Iranians are going to make as it relates to their nuclear program and their ongoing efforts to destabilize the region through the Strait of Hormuz are expected to be excessive.
Great job out there, Trey. And I think it just also goes to
Okay, so that was Trey. Just wanted to hear what he has to say. And yeah, so Goldie, is it super chat time? You're muted.
Yeah, we can definitely go to the super chats.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh no,
I was kicked out again. I know the super chat hates me. The super chat scene hates me. Oh no, where did you go?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. I'm back. Don't worry. I'm back. And all right. So thank you guys for all the support and super chats. Let's see what you guys have to say. Amir saying, like the stream, help us against YouTube evil algorithm. Oh my god. Thank you, Amir. Saying subscribe, help Armin get to 100K ASAP. Oh, thank you, Amir. I appreciate that. Yes, guys. So the YouTube channel is Liberty Politics. If you're watching this anywhere else on YouTube, search for Liberty Politics, and if you subscribe, help us get to 100K. We're close. And then we have Atki saying, pray for Israel. IRGC's threatening North Israel. Yes, so people in northern Israel, we're sorry for what you're going through. Hopefully, once this nightmare ends for the Iranian people, it also finally the Israeli people get to not have to go to shelters anymore. One day, I promise you, one day Israelis will be talking about shelters and bombardments only as stories of, in old times to the children and the grandchildren, and it's going to be something that new generations of Israelis don't even know what it's like to live under bombardment or have to go into shelters. So hang in there, guys. Stay safe, and hopefully we'll get through this and never have to deal with this ever again at some point.
Armin, I want to go to Rumble chat really quick.
All right.
So let me just pull it up here. So Great Mega King said, last night I got an answer for you. Why don't we take these illegals? Biden let them invade our country, ship them to Iran, and fight the IRGC. Whoever doesn't die gets their citizenship. I don't really think we want your illegals in Iran. We already have enough crazy illegals in occupied Iran as it is. So I don't know, probably just send them back to wherever they came from. But because we already have
why
enough.
are you doing this to us? Why are you doing this to us?
We already have enough terrorists in Iran. We don't need more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to share
Thank you.
that. Okay.
Okay. And Barmustel is saying it's always us every time, right? He shalom. Yes, it's always you, obviously. Only if it's a bad thing. If it's a good thing, then it has nothing to do with you. But yes, that's apparently how it works. It's the Jews. Thank you, by the way. Sorry, by the way, that you guys had to go through this for the past, I don't know, 2,000 years or more. It was the Romans. The Romans started it. I don't know if we will ever find a cure for Jew hatred. Probably not. Justin, thank you so much for the super chat, saying, I'm convinced Trump has no choice but to finish this. If US blows up IRGC, then leaves, Iran will be so vulnerable, anyone could come in and take over, forcing Russia, China to come in to protect their Iranian assets. What do you think? So blowing up IRGC will, if that means that the fall of the IRGC would be finishing the job. So if you say if US blows up the IRGC, if you mean to the point where there is no IRGC, then Iran would not be vulnerable anymore, because the Iranian people, like, we have strong institutions and strong culture and values and global and national unity among Iranian people. So blowing up IRGC completely would be Trump finishing the job. There's nothing that President Trump or the Israelis would need to do after. Like, the destruction of the Islamic Republic does not require anything on top of that by the Americans, because the Iranian people know how to do nation building. We already have done that after the fall of the Qajar dynasty. We brought Iran from the edge of complete collapse into a very prosperous, growing, stable nation state, right? So I don't know if US blows up IRGC, then leaves, Iran will be vulnerable. Anybody could come and take it over. Nope. If there is no Islamic Republic, the only people who are going to be taking over would be the Iranian people. So you wouldn't have to worry about China or Russia coming and taking over.
Yeah.
And thank you, by the way, for the super chat. And then we have T. Thompson saying, it was great watching Goldie with her brilliant and lovely sister Rose last night. Oh, wow. Got to see another side of Goldie. Both sisters are genius. That is so sweet. Oh my God, you guys did that. That's awesome. That's so sweet. Okay. And thank you.
Thank you, Tom. I'll have more to say on that later as well. But yeah, no, thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that.
That's sweet. That's very sweet. And then we have Alexia. Thank you so much, Alexia, for the super chat, saying, Dear Armin and Goldie, I wish to thank you both. I have no family. Oh my God. So you two are my brother and sister. Oh my God, Alexia, that's so sweet. Aww. Wish I can give more. No, it's okay. This is so sweet. You are both loved, Javisha. Oh, Alexia.
We love you too. Thank you for being here. You're with your Iran Revolution Live family.
Oh my God, where is that from? What currency is that? Oh, South Africa. Okay. Oh, from Alexia from South Africa. Well, thank you for being here. And yeah, thank you for being with us. We appreciate it. That's so sweet. That's such a wholesome message there. Omi, thank you so much for being a member for 6 months. Appreciate that. Appreciate the continued support. Saying these Abduls are only good at torturing and killing teenage girls and unarmed people. When it comes to real military, they get smoked. Yep, we call it Zaif Kushi in Persian. They're only effective at killing and suppressing unarmed civilians. When it comes to real battle, they have nothing. Very good, very on point of me. And then we got another super chat from Rus Maga saying, I am waiting for the IRGC to threaten to hold their breath until they get their way. Okay, that would be nice. Sure. I mean, we kind of had some of them do that in the missile cities where the bombardments closed the entrances. Some of them were forced to hold their breath until they died. So you got your wish already with some of them. And then we had another super chat by Atki saying the UK banning chunk and cockroach. Oh, chunk and cockroach is virtue signaling by the.
Oh, it's Chunky Yogurt and his nephew Piker.
Yeah, Hassan Piker. Okay. Why do we call him a cockroach?
I guess his nephew's a cockroach.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know why.
I thought that was Linda Sarsour, but okay. So, but is virtue signaling by the knobs in Westminster when they're importing Durkas by the millions? How are Jews involved? Yes. They're Jews. Well, the Jews are involved in everything that these people don't like. That's how it works. Yeah, I mean, this is like, we shouldn't be being like, yeah, UK banning Chunky Yogurt and Hassan Piker. They have banned so many people who are on our side, right? So, I mean, when it happened, yeah, so they deserve no congratulations for this. They bring in so many garbage people with dangerous ideology to the UK. that and the that just this accidentally correct decision does nothing to undo all of the damage that they have done to the UK. Yeah, very good reminder. Thank you for that. Rusmaga saying, thank you, by the way, Rusmaga, for the super chat, saying, I think Trump is showing great leadership by putting Iran's freedom over any concerns of midterm repercussions. Yes, I do think that President Trump prioritizes making the Islamic Republic not getting access to nuclear weapon. So obviously, President Trump cares about many things at this, at the same time, but right now, his priority is to make sure that the Islamic Republic. I mean, it should be the priority for the whole world. So it makes complete sense. Yeah, and this is basically putting the survival of the planet and Western civilization ahead of your own internal politics and your own political ambitions, which is the right thing to do. And thank you for the super chat. And then we have Fleshy Interloper with a super chat. Thank you so much, Fleshy, saying, how much is for Israel to do in Lebanon? How much is for Israel? Goldie, do you understand? How much is for Israel to do in Lebanon? I don't understand this question. How much is left for Israel to do in Lebanon? I think you mean.
Oh, that could be
Maybe
it.
there's. Yes. Okay. Well, I don't think there's a finish line. I think Israel was going for maximum damage to Hezbollah as much as they can until they're told to stop. So I don't think there's like a finish line or something like that over there. Yeah. So but I do know Israel took maximum advantage of the time that they had. So that's great. And then we have Danny Delicious ISR. Thank you so much for the super chat, saying, sadly, it always feels as if we in Israel are just a pawn, and if Trump wants to sell out our security for a better deal with IRGC, he will. I don't agree with, I think that if you look at it, United States and President Trump have been really good for Israel's security. Remember, like, I know President Trump gives a lot of criticism for stopping Israel at moments where things were getting really good, but you have to remember that so much of the amazing, unbelievably productive and great military operations that Israel does is not just with America's green light; it's also with America's help and support, and a lot of the military framework networking and the framework that Israel uses to carry out these operations requires American support, and it's done. Why is it that Israel needs Americans' green lights in some areas? Is because it's done with the Americans, right? It's with their intelligence, with their radar system, with their defense mechanism being in place. If there is any reaction, that's why Israel does this. So, every time Israel does like a massive operation inside Iran against the Islamic Republic, they only do that because they know the Americans are there with all their navy, with all their carrier strike groups to respond to the backlash of what Israel is doing, right? So does the United States always do everything the way that Israel wants? Of course not, because no two countries have 100% mutual interest, right? But as far as mutual interest goes, United States and Israel is the closest you could get. So obviously President Trump is going to be America first, and BB June is going to be Israel first, but we need to appreciate how aligned they are and not be too upset over some areas where there's some misalignment. Like if you're 99% aligned, I think getting upset over that 1% misalignment doesn't make sense. No two countries could get disaligned. No two states could be disaligned as United States and Israel. So don't get frustrated over that 1% that you're not aligned. Yeah. All right. Let me know if that makes sense, by the way, guys, and if you guys agree with me in the chat. And thank you for the super chat. And then we have Scruff Diesel with a super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, Goldie, do you want to read this?
Sure. So Scruff Dizzle says, Havotodaram, thank you. We the people stand with the people of Persia. You are not forgotten. Aw, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's very kind of you. And we stand with you as well. And the way that I see it, and I'll make a video about this later today, talking a little bit more, but like the way that I see what President Trump just did is he effectively got rid of one of the Islamic regime's bargaining chips, right? Because President Trump is claiming that they've all agreed to the nuclear conditions. But as we know, the Islamic regime will never, ever in a million years, at least not the IRGC, the IRGC will not in a million years allow the United States to enter and take away the nuclear dust. So I could actually envision a situation, a scenario where, let's say, for example, Ghalibaf says to President Trump, theoretically, right? I would agree to this. I would agree to allow the United States to come and take away the nuclear dust, but the problem is that the IRGC will never allow that. He's like, I don't control the IRGC. So then President Trump could theoretically come back and say, well, what if we get rid of the IRGC? If we get rid of the IRGC, then you can agree to United States coming in to get rid of the nuclear dust, and then there's no one stopping us, right? And then if Ghalibaf, this is a theoretical scenario, right? And then if Ghalibaf says, oh no, we can't get rid of the IRGC, and President Trump says, all right, there's no deal. And then the boom booms happen. If Ghalibaf says, you know what? Sure, fine. Get rid of the IRGC because, Ghalibaf cares more about his own life and wants to stay alive. So Ghalibaf says, sure, fine. Get rid of the IRGC if that's what it takes, come in and take the uranium dust or whatever. Well, Armin, we all know what's going to happen when the IRGC is destroyed. What's going to happen when
the Islamic Republic will fall? It will be the end of the axis of resistance and the complete threat against Israel and everybody else in the region.
Well, I mean, just more specific than that, when the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is destroyed, there's nothing stopping the Iranian people from rising up and ending the Islamic regime, right?
Yep.
So even if Ghalibaf says, you know what, fine, destroy the IRGC, if that's because Ghalibaf in his head is probably thinking, you know what, we can rebuild. But then when I'm looking at the Boom Boom Bingo sheet, okay, let me pull up the Boom Boom Bingo sheet here. Again, guys, this is just theory. I have no idea if this is actually happening or not.
This is the surrender period that we were talking about. That if we get to a surrender period, we will definitely see the end of the Islamic Republic. Because without the IRGC, there's nothing stopping the Iranian people anymore. You're completely correct.
Exactly. Yeah. And if Ghalibaf, right, if Ghalibaf is saying, I would love for you guys to come and take all the enriched uranium, but these guys won't let me. President Trump will say, all right, well, let me just get rid of these guys. If these guys are the issue, then let me just get rid of them for you. And then the United States can come in and take the dust, right? And then what's going to happen when these guys are done is that those within the army, those within the Artish who have defected, we don't know which one of these people have defected, but those within the Artish who have defected will then be able to do like a military coup and take control of the country on behalf of the people of Iran, because these guys won't be around at that point to stop them. So that's another potential scenario that could be played out here, right?
So you want to go? It's a Goldie. It's interesting that you say that, because I think that Ghalibaf is being used by the supreme leadership to resist the IRGC takeover, and I think American intelligence has figured this out, obviously, and they are now working with Ghalibaf to fight against IRGC, and Ghalibaf is selling out IRGC to President Trump. But the problem for the Islamic Republic is that, as you mentioned, once that wall of the IRGC falls, the supreme leadership and Ghalibaf will not be able to stop the Iranian people. So it would make sense for Trump to work with Ghalibaf to fight the IRGC, because I think Ghalibaf is selling out IRGC people to President Trump as a way to gain power within the Islamic Republic. But again, once that wall falls, there's nothing stopping the Iranian people to come and finish the job. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So actually, let me write that down. To protect bait President Trump. Okay. So let's go to the next super chat. And again, thank you so much, Scruftizo. And then we have Cup. I'm going to call you Cup, saying, I trust Pepe Le Pew, or the skunk from the Looney Tunes. Oh, the one that does sexual assault. I remember them. The sexual assault skunk. Yeah. Before I believe any agreement with IRGC. Yep. You got your priorities correct. Yes, you did. Yes. Me too, by the way. And then we have Lior. Lior is saying, one thing I don't understand, why can't Trump outright say he wants a full regime change, aka dictatorship or democracy? Why is that so taboo? Because how would you do the mind games and the infighting if the Islamic Republic thinks that President Trump is just going for full regime change? Then how is he going to be able to work with some of them and turn them against the other ones if they all think that they're all under attack and they're all being treated equally? Right? I think like playing the good cop, bad cop, giving some of the people within the Islamic Republic some hope that they might have a chance with President Trump, to help with President Trump against some other people within the Islamic Republic. That is the most effective way of going about doing this. If President Trump came out and said, like, I'm going to go for full regime change, none of that would be possible, because they will know that they're all in danger, instead of some of them could be in danger and some of them would be safe if they played you want cooperation from some people within the Islamic Republic to sell out the other people within the Islamic Republic. If they all thought that none of them had a chance, then you wouldn't be able to get that. That's what I think.
I mean, I think also it's not really the role of the head of another country to call for regime change, right? They can definitely assist, right? And so we see President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu assisting and creating the conditions for regime change. But if President Trump was to just come out and say, I want regime change, that would give those who are supporters of the Islamic regime an opportunity to discredit the Lion and Sun revolution, because ultimately this revolution was started by the Iranian people and it will end with the Iranian people, right? So if President Trump comes out and says, yes, I'm working towards regime change, that takes away from the very hard-earned self-determination of the Iranian people. I mean, we're already dealing with, these garbage theorists online who go around claiming, first of all, they're denying the massacre of January 8 and 9, which, over 40,000, if not more, Iranians were murdered. they're denying that this was from Iranians, or claiming this is, a Mossad or CIA plot or whatever. And of course, they're calling the Shah of Iran, His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi, a puppet, Zionist puppet, or an Israeli asset, or American puppet, or whatever, right? So, there's already half the world out there trying to attack Iranians, trying to delegitimize our voices, trying to discredit our very real and serious revolution. So if President Trump were to come out and openly say he supports regime change, at this point right now, that would make, I believe, from a political perspective, it would make the situation much more difficult for the Iranian people, and it would give the people who are already attacking us, it would give them more fuel to use in their attacks against us.
So Goldie, so what do you think? Because Israel comes out and directly says that their goal is regime change in Iran. Do you think it's different calculation for Israel? Because they say that openly.
100% different calculation for Israel than it is for America. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And Jaga Taik, thank you so much for the super chat. Saying Trump was probably warned of an imminent attack by Hezbollah, and he preempted it in his post, now giving full flexibility for his retaliation. Genius. If that is the case, that is like really serious 5D, 50D chess move. If that's the case, like, oh, they're about to attack, then we say like, oh, there was a ceasefire, oh, you violated it. that would be interesting if that's what happened. Okay, thank you for the super chat. Uncle DS, thank you so much for the super chat, saying, I think I'm banned in your chat, Goldie. My wife and I like the curly hair though. Okay, Uncle.
I don't know why that's happening. So, sometimes I think the chat scrolls too fast, and mods sometimes maybe like mute the wrong person. But anyways, I fixed that, Uncle Led. But thanks for the heads up. Appreciate that. And say hi to your wife for me.
Yes. So Uncle D, okay, yeah, and Uncle D is now going to abandon my chat now. Bye, Uncle D. It was nice when we had you. Okay. It was nice you hanging out with us while you were here. Bye. Just kidding. All right. And now we have Omid. Thank you so much for the super chat, saying, hi, guys. Would you even check your email? I have 2 videos from Iran. Omid, is it the videos that we discussed? I will check my email. Yes, if it's the videos we discussed, for sure. Please, Omid, I will check for sure. Send it to me. Thank you. I'm not going to talk about it though here. And thank you, Omid. And then we have Uncle D again saying, yep, you fixed it. I have to correct myself. Morgan doesn't like your curly hair. She loves it.
Thank you, Morgan. Thank you. That's so kind of you to say.
Sweet. That's sweet. And then we have Greg. Greg is saying Trump hates that regime. He wants it gone. Yes,
I agree.
He does.
And don't forget, the Islamic regime also tried to assassinate his daughter, Ivanka.
Exactly. Yeah. And he was President Trump, Prime Minister Netanyahu had a meeting with President Trump, a 3-hour meeting. And Prime Minister Netanyahu spent 1 hour of that meeting showing President Trump what the Islamic Republic did to the Iranian people early January. And those are videos that we haven't seen. Like, these are videos that Israel has access to, and they're not public. And the reports say that President Trump was so disgusted that at some point he had to get up and walk around before coming back and watching the rest. And from those videos, there's one scene that really impacted President Trump in a way that he always goes back to the story. You know, the story when he said, like, they were marching and then all of a sudden people start dropping from your left and right. And he talks about this woman in the middle of the protest where she's looking to her left and she's looking her right. And President Trump, every time he says that story, he puts himself in the position of that woman and he starts basically explaining what that woman was experiencing based on what he saw in that video. And he always goes to that. I think President Trump was absolutely disgusted by what he saw the Islamic Republic does.
I agree.
Yeah. And then we have Finding Good with, oh, thank you. Gifted 5 memberships to the people on Liberty Politics chat. Thank you, guys. So 5 people are now members because of Finding Good. Okay, thank you for the gifts. And then we have Florida Man with a super chat. Say thank you so much, Florida Man. Florida Man. Saying Trump again repelling Israel, going towards Dahiyah. I hate this. Check his Truth Social just now. Oh, I think we responded to that. But again, I don't see this. Guys, remember that at the end of the day, everything, all of these roller coasters that you guys hate is responsible for the weakening of the Islamic Republic more than the military operations. And nothing will benefit Israel's more than the fall of the Islamic Republic. So I don't know why you guys get upset over this. I have seen what the Islamic Republic is like under bombardment, and I have also seen what the Islamic Republic is like during these negotiations and ceasefires and the ups and downs that is frustrating the rest of us as well, right? And I promise you, this is as devastating to the Islamic Republic, if not more, than the bombardments. We need this. We need these mind games. We need these ups and downs. We need this, stop and goes. These backs and forwards, like is turning the regime against each other. The bombardments enough against Hezbollah and the Islamic Republic is not enough to destroy this evil. What President Trump is doing has been the most effective way of humiliating and dividing the Islamic regime more than anything else I've ever seen in my life. And I know this because I've been following the Islamic Republic for so many years. This is effective. Trust the plan and know that at the end of the day, President Trump is doing something to the Islamic Republic that Israel cannot do by itself, and it's working. And here's the thing: President Trump is not going to do a deal that is against the best interest of Israel. President Trump is not going to leave Israel unprotected. So I truly believe this now, especially after what I saw happen to the Islamic Republic after everything that we witnessed. And if you guys want to talk about it, you could come to the discussion group that we have after this. You could ask me about it there. If you disagree, we could talk about it. And then we have Evan Christensen saying, "You good?" Yeah, I love this. Nur Pahlavi, Her Royal Highness Nur Pahlavi has met with Mayor of Oslo. Did you know? Yes, and no, this is the second sentence. Did you know Mohammad Reza Shah visited Norway in 1961? No, I did not know that. Thank you for telling us that. And yes, I saw that. I reposted that on X. Thank you for telling everybody about it. Appreciate that. And thank you for that information about Mohammad Reza Shah. I did not know that. That's good. That's good fact. That's a good information to have. And then we have LX67X saying this should have been planned out better. If all the ones who are against the regime joined the Iran's national army forces, then in 18 months there would have been a big force armed to fight with IRGC. Okay, so I don't think
that wouldn't work because the Islamic regime is a totalitarian dictatorship and the army is severely underfunded. So it's not like people can just, randomly join the army, especially when it is definitely like the army is underfunded on purpose, right? So I don't know, Armin, if you agree with me on that, but if there was all of a sudden this like huge surge of people who all of a sudden are joining the army, well, one of the reasons that the IRGC was created was to make sure that the army is suppressed and kept weak on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. If by Iran's national army you mean the Artesh, it's not like they willy nilly could just walk in and be like, "Hey, I want to be part of the army," and and it's not like the army has access to weapons anytime they want. The Islamic Republic really restricts how much when the army has access to guns because they don't trust the Artesh. So being part of the Artesh would not mean that you have now access to weapons to use against the Islamic Republic. Because and also having doctors and engineers and teachers quitting their job to join the army, first of all, would make the Islamic Republic say, like, what the hell's going on? Obviously these people, like, why is this teacher all of a sudden joining the army? Remember, the army is like, these are some of the least paying jobs. So other people just quitting their factory work or their teaching work or their dentist work to come joining the army would not make any sense. First of all, these people would not be able to afford that, and also the Islamic Republic will already figure out what's happening. If this was like a mass plan at that scale, it would be stopped. And also remember, arming the Iranian people, it was a taboo discussion before what happened in early January. It's only becoming normalized now because the Iranian people saw that there's no way for them to do an unarmed uprising without mass casualties to be able to topple the regime. So it's only now that this is becoming something acceptable to talk about. And we are actually normalizing this a lot on the Persian side. There's still some taboo associated with this in Iran. So we're trying to right now we're doing a project, we're doing a campaign on the Persian side to speed up the normalization of talking about getting armed. And by the way, guys, even when we disagree with you, I hope you guys understand that we appreciate the fact that you care about this at all. Like, this is like, I hope you don't think like we're like attacking you or anything. The fact that you guys are here asking questions, giving suggestions, the fact that you guys care about what happens in Iran, like, we cannot be any more grateful for that. Like, so thank you.
Yeah, I think that's why people are asking questions and giving their opinions, Armin, because they really do appreciate your feedback and input as well. So yeah, I mean, I think one of the really great things about our channel is that we're able to have these conversations on like an adult level and talk about different ideas without making it all about like a Jerry Springer type show that a lot of other people have. So no, I think this is great, and I definitely appreciate all of the questions.
Well, yeah, and thank you, Goldie. And obviously your feedback is top notch, and your Goldie's always right. So there's that too. honestly, guys, one reason why I like to come here is not just the chat, which is the best, amazing community. I always look forward to coming here because I was thinking like, I wonder what Goldie is going to think about this. Like, I'm here to also take ideas from Goldie. Right? Oh. Like, like, oh, Goldie, like, let me see, like, what is Goldie's opinion? I'm here to learn. So I'm also like trying to share my information with you guys, but I'm also trying to like gain information from Goldie.
It's a win-win-win for everyone.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Goldie, for sharing all your insights with us, by the way.
Absolutely. Happy to.
All right. So let's go to coffee aspirin. Interesting mix, by the way. And thank you for supporting us from India. Thank you. We're really grateful from India. Yes. Saying, saw a science video yesterday. It had everything. Goldie, what?
Overachiever Sister Rose.
Oh, Goldie, her overachiever sister Rose, philosophy, astronomy, religion, matrix, UFO, Elon Musk, baby Yoda, baby Yoda. I call this duo Rosie Gold.
Rose Gold.
Wait, what happened? Rose Gold. Oh, Rose Gold. Sorry, Rose Gold. That's good. That's great. What did you guys do? This is amazing. I feel like that sounds like a lot of fun.
So I mean, I was gonna talk about it like after Iran Revolution Live is done. And I'm not like doing this on your channels, but my sister started a YouTube channel talking about space because she's an aerospace engineer and she loves space. So
What? Why wouldn't you do this on my channel?
because it's her channel.
Well, I want to, but yeah, but I would like people on my channel to know about her channel.
Yeah, I mean, sure, absolutely, yes. So I mean,
Yeah.
I just know because we hadn't talked about it before, so and it's not really part of Iran Revolution Live, but
It's okay.
yeah. So
Can we share it? Can you share it?
Sure, I guess. Here, let me pull it up. Let me go here. So yeah, so she started a YouTube channel called the Ghamari Report, which is,
Nice.
play on our last name Ghamari. She is an aerospace engineering professional. Yeah, so she had her first live stream last night. And we watched it together, and it was a documentary called What If Everything You Know Is Fake? And it was about the simulation theory.
I believe in the simulation theory, by the way, 100%.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Hey.
It's mathematically almost impossible for anything else to be real.
Yeah, so it was fun. It was funny, well, not funny, but it was super nice because there were a lot of people there from my chat. I think some people from your live streams showed up because I recognized a few names, and it was just a lot of fun. It was kind of like a class field trip, but the chat was really funny. There were a lot of inside jokes. So one person asked Rose if Khomeini's face is actually on the moon or not, and there were a lot of Javid space and Javid Pluto comments and stuff. So yeah, so she's kind of doing a few live streams here and there.
Can we put the link in the chat?
Yeah, I have the link in my chat. So I mean, so her channel has literally nothing to do with politics or Iran or anything like that. It's pretty much just pure space. So if anyone ever wants a break from politics and stuff, you can go check out her channel. And her next live stream, yeah, I can put the link. And her next live stream is tomorrow night, Tuesday evening.
Nice.
And then she's promised me that the third documentary watch party will be about Pluto. So she will be doing one about Pluto as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Poor Pluto.
So yeah,
All
that's
right.
kind
Thank
of
you.
what we did last night. Yeah, it was like a class field trip to outer space.
What, Goldie? Why were you holding back on sharing this with me? I like this.
Well, because this doesn't have anything to do with Iran Revolution Live, so I didn't.
But we have shared so many things that is not Iran Revolution.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. All right, sure, yeah. And just the one thing that I really appreciate about this is that she isn't just some random YouTuber. She is an aerospace engineering professional, and she has worked in the aerospace industry, designing airplanes and things like that. So she literally knows her stuff. She knows her science stuff.
I love nerds. I love nerding out with nerds.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay.
That was great. Thank you, Goldie. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. We have Shaul Kachul, love the username, saying Trump works for America, not for us. Perfect. Look at this Israeli. This Israeli gets it. Yes, exactly. And Iranians also always need to understand that we have mutually aligned goals, but at the end of the day, Trump is America first, Bibi is Israel first, and Prince Reza Pahlavi is Iran first. We work with each other because we have mutual aligned goals, but at the end of the day, everybody is a patriot, and they mean that at the end of the day, their country's interests are priority. Good job. So saying Trump works for America, not for us. We can't get 100% of what we want, but I think we got plenty. Fantastic thing. I love you, Shal Kachul. Perfect thing. Trump actually tries to get something done. Thank you, US, Payande Iran, and for ARMIN. Shoel Kahol. Shoel, I think Shual Kahol. Well, thank you. Okay, did I get it closer? So see, like, okay, thank you so much for writing it like that. I think I got it close. Shual Kahol. Oh yeah, people are saying yes. Okay, so I got it right. See, guys, if you write it like that, I will be able to get the pronunciation closer to what it is. Kahol. All right, I might forget that, by the way. My memory is not that good. See, people saying your kahol is perfect. Kahol is perfect. Yeah, okay. That's great. Right. And then I already forgot it. Shaul Kahol is saying, imagine if Trump was not elected. God help us. Yeah. Yes. Yes, okay. And then Vahshi is saying, you think is Ghalibov that stupid to end himself? Like you mean like Hitler in the bunker? That kind of ending himself? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. If that's what you mean, I don't think he's going to do that. And then we have, and thank you, by the way, Vashi, for the super chat. And then we have Philly saying, if Pezeshkian's resignation is accepted, how will his spot be filled? With a fake election. Another so-called quote unquote election. Yes, election. It would be actually, they called it an election, but it would be a selection. Exactly. Will VP take over? Nope. We will be. I mean, maybe. Oh yeah, maybe actually for the until the election, so fake election. Maybe yes, or personally be filled by RGC, etc. I think it would be a fake election that is actually a selection, and there's a chance that the person that they will pre-select as a president there's a chance it would be IRGC person. And thank you for the super chat and the great question, by the way. Sergio, is it Sergio or Sergio? Sergio is saying, could Trump be
President Trump?
President Trump. I thought it was press. Sorry guys. Sorry, I'm being stupid. So could President Trump be arming the Artesh? No, I don't think so. The Artesh, unless there's a vetting process in place, then no. And a vetting process that would require that. So here's the thing: when it comes to arming, I think the scale in which is required to be able to liberate Iran is very big. Okay, so yes and no. If you're talking about specific people within the Artesh that have defected and are now working as infiltrators with a mission that is would be more accurately described as special operations, then yes, possibly so. But are they arming the Artesh? Are they arming the Artesh to the point where it could be an army to liberate Iran? No, but yes, maybe if you have, I would. My guess is that if there is any arming of any Iranians inside Iran that is not like an army of tens of thousands of people, but at a scale that is useful for special operations, my guess that would be done through Israel, because Israel has already a lot of experience with that in Iran. We saw the Israelis being very effective at arming some Iranian people who are basically technically Mossad agents, and they were very effective at destroying some of the Islamic Republic's missile launchers right at the beginning of the operation, the 12-day war, right? So in June 2025, we saw that was very effective. So we already have armed Iranian people inside Iran that have been trained and armed by Mossad. So I think if members of the Artesh are being armed, I think if there is any arming of Iranian people happening inside Iran, it doesn't really matter if you're Artesh or not the Artesh. There is already a general call out for people defecting and contacting Mossad for helping against the Islamic Republic. So you could be Artesh, because the arrangement is not with the leaders of the Artesh. The arrangement is with the body. And because it's just a general purpose, whoever wants to work with Mossad against the Islamic Republic, people from the Artesh could join, people from the IRGC could defect and join, and people with no military background could also join. So I think it's more general purpose rather than focusing on the Artesh. That's how I think it's happening, if there is anything happening. But great question, by the way. And then we have PC with a super chat. Thank you so much. Saying, my Orthodox cousin's son had someone yell "Free Palestine" at him when he saw the boy had a kippah on. That happened in US. And okay, so when somebody is yelling "Free Palestine," you just tell them it's still too expensive. No, thank you. Okay, just say that. Like, nope, I'm not gonna buy it. Free is too expensive. You have to pay me to take it. Just say that.
You know what's crazy, Armin? People unfortunately seem to look the other way when you have Jewish people being attacked for government policy decision by the Israeli government, right? As if every single Jewish person is to blame for this, right? So these anti-Semitic, Jew-hating conspiracy theorists have no problem, showing their anti-Jew hatred and racism towards Jewish people in United States or other countries. However, when we want to show our dissatisfaction with people who are openly supporting Islamic terrorist groups, you can't do that because that's Islamophobic, and you can't blame the actions of Muslim terrorists on everyone else, right? So why is it one standard for them but a different standard for Jewish people? Just a question.
Because they hate Jews. Because no Jews, no news. That's the reason.
Yeah.
It's the Jewish factor, obviously. And also, other than the Jew factor, it's also because it's not about the people in Gaza. Anybody who says Free Palestine, they don't give a crap about the people in Gaza. They're just trying to be anti-imperialist in their mind, anti-West, anti-Israel. So this is not for the sake of the people there. This is against America and against Israel and against the world Western order. And the people in Gaza are just being used as a tool. And obviously supporting the Iranian people doesn't help with the anti-American agenda. In fact, supporting the Iranian people is pro-American. It's not anti-American. So there's the bias. There's the difference. Oh my God, Goldie, you brought the widget? You brought the widget?
Yeah.
You added the widget?
It's widget time.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, Goldie, guys, Goldie added the widget for the discussion group. Oh my God, thank you so much.
I'm going to compromise, though. I'm going to remove the widget when we go to Bapishman. So I'm putting it up earlier and sooner. But then for the closing credits, it's just going to be Bapishman.
I'm just so happy that you brought the widget. I feel so special. Thank you. Okay.
I just want to make sure you don't forget.
Thank you. Teamwork. That's it. I get happy for small things. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Alexia, thank you so much for the super chat saying, "Dear Armin and Goldie, thank you for making me feel at home with you both." Oh my God, Alexia, you're so wholesome. I never knew such beautiful and incredible people as you. Oh my God. Well, I'm okay. This is so sweet. I hope. Okay, we should spend more time with each other. So, saying thank you for adopting me. Oh, that's so sweet. I have a child, Goldie. We have a child. Payande Iran
Gosh, that would be an awkward conversation to have with your wife.
Yeah. I have a child with another woman.
That's how rumors get started.
Yeah. It's okay. It's Alexia. I accept you. Okay, as my child. Okay. Okay, and then thank you. Scruff Diesel, thank you so much for the generous super chat. Saying Trump brushes off attempts like dust off his shoulders. He has remained consistent on the IRGC since the 80s. True, Trump will finish the job. USA. Yes, perfect. And thank you, Scruff Diesel. Up, yeah, look at this. Uncle has not abandoned me. Oh my god, Uncle is still here. Saying still here, Armin. Well, thank you. Still here. Oh my god. Thank you. Oh my god. You guys are awesome. Sassy Frass, cool username, saying what city or cities are the IRGC executing people? Many of them are in Tehran. But yet they're all over. They're basically mostly in the main city centers, but I think mostly in Tehran. Is that accurate, Goldie? I think mostly in
Well, I mean, Tehran is the biggest population, but
yeah.
they move the prisoners around to different cities before executing them to make sure that they're in a city where their friends and family aren't there or something. So it's not really limited to one city or cities. It's
Yeah.
all of them pretty much.
All over, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have Amir. Thank you so much for the super chat. Saying Armin, the pink shirt is peak. I mean, great. Oh, really? You guys, pink is good on me. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Saying only you and wait, who's that? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Vegeta. Vegeta is this guy from like Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, only you and Vegeta can rock pink. Okay. Well, I don't know who that is, but thanks. That's great. Okay. I'll wear more pink then. And thank you for the super chat. And
Vegeta is the guy who's like, it's over 9,000.
Wait, let me see.
No, Armin has no idea. Here, I'll show you. I'll pull it up here.
Wait, is it copyrighted? Be careful.
No. I'm not going to share a video or anything. I'll just share an image. It's basically just like this character on like some anime called Dragon Ball Z. I never watched Dragon Ball Z. I only know that Dragon Ball Z exists because when I was younger, I watched Sailor Moon. So my anime thing was Sailor Moon, not Dragon Ball Z. But I know Vegeta and I know the memes. So it's over 9,001 meme I'm very, very familiar with. So yeah.
So should I wear that kind of pink? That's like
no, I think the one you're wearing is much better.
Okay. Just checking. Somebody say, "Oh, look, it's Armin." Oh wow. You can't tell the difference. And yeah, Texas was saying Javi chat. And then you start this, Goldie? So yeah, okay, H2S.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, how? Yes. So how? Oh, okay, I see it. So how were we Armin the Iranian people? Yes, I'm gonna have a merch at some point. Call it. It's gonna say Armin the people, and then another one called the Armin Army, and the Armin the people. So yeah, soon, guys. I know I'm so busy I can't even add merch. The only merch I have is Goldie on that channel. Yeah, but thank you, Goldie, for starting that. It is funny. And then Sassy Frass again, another super chat saying, "How will the IRGC supporters act when is no longer IRGC? Will they accept or start an underground thing?" So depends on whether they were financially motivated or religiously motivated. The financially motivated ones will obviously give up and go home and surrender. The religiously motivated will be cut into two camps. The one who have been demotivated or demoralized enough for the fall of the Islamic Republic to give up also and go surrender, even though they were religiously motivated. But there would be a minority of them who would want to continue fighting, and they would turn into our Hamas, our terrorist groups. But the good thing is that they're not going to be funded by Iran's oil and gas anymore. So they're going to be a lot weaker, but we will still have some problems with terrorism that we need to deal with after the fall of the Islamic Republic. And I think we're going to be doing that with the help of Israel and United States to deal with that security issue. Good question, by the way, Sassy. Very good question. And then we have Texas trucker Jeff with a beautiful, perfect, look at the profile picture. That's me. Okay. I'm gonna turn that into an emoji for our chat, by the way. Okay, that
should.
Yes. Texas trucker Jeff saying space involves plenty of politics. Yes. Have you never seen Star Trek or Star Wars? Jeez, yes. By the way, that's actually true. There's going to be, guys, going forward in the next couple of decades, we're going to have a lot of space politics. Like, I'm not even kidding. Space politics is going to be a big deal, especially with the orbits for satellites, but then Moon and Mars. This is going to be, just prepare for a lot of space news in the future in politics. And thank you, Jeff. And then last super chat saying, Armin, Starmer is anti-UK. Completely true, 100% true. I mean, anybody who is bringing in this much migration is encouraging this invasion of your country. Must be he's basically the tool for speeding up the invasion of the UK. So completely agree that he's anti-UK. All right, guys. Oh my God, I'm late. That sounded like the rabbit in Alice in Wonderland.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're late.
Yes. So, so this is the discussion group. Come and speak to me in about what should have been 3 minutes ago, but just come now. And I'm going to put the link to the discussion group. Come talk to me there. The link is going to be in the live chat. The link can be accessed in the top right corner, the QR code from the top right corner. The link is also in the bio of my channel, Liberty Politics. Come there, talk to me and the other people there. Hopefully we'll see you there. And until then, I'm Israel Chai. Long live America.
God bless America.
Javicha.
Payande Iran. See you guys later.
Tomorrow.
غرق انقلاب است.
کشور ما تاریخ ما ترسید گر فرا گرفته گویی اهورا مستا دوباره در نور خود مرا گرفته اکنون سرودی سر میدهم باز فارغ از رنج و تشویش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش هن ای پدر هن ای پسر برخیز و باماش و همگام تا درد آن تجربه تلخ ما را نکشیده در خواب بگذار هر دم بغرند گرگ‌ها دم لباس میش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ای کارگر ای برزگر راحت کنون ادامه دارد در این زمان که پرتو یزدان از هر سو بر تو میبارد پس پیش به سوی آزادی از بحر خزر تا کیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش خلقا به پا بهر دفاع از استقلال و آزادی تا بشکنیم پشت ارتجاع پیریزی ویران آبادی تا زنده سازیم سنت‌های می از قلب آیین و کیش ایران غرق انقلاب
روزی که تمام این دلبشو و انقلاب تموم بشه و ما در روشنایی، نور و سعادت مردم کشورمون غرق بشیم.
نه خارجی نه بیگانه، نه مستشارهای ویرانی، نه چیر خاران نه کاسه لیسان، فقط هم رزمان ایرانی.
ما با شرافت میهنی بسازی بهر فرزندان خویش.
ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش.
ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش.
مردان بیایید داخل صف ما، اکنون که آغاز رویاست. دشمنان بدانید ما زنده هستیم، بعد از ما هم ایران پابرجاست. آن روح شیطان ما را فریب داد با صد شعار مردمیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش.
ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش.
پرچم ما، پرچم ایران، غرق خون شهیدان. روی شانه هامان حمل می‌کنیمش در هر خیابان و میدان. تا ماسک دلقکان را برداریم از روی تسبیح و ریش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش.